of the 22 individuals. And it'll be probably between $50 and $100 at this time. So far, the only thing left to pay that's a big ticketed item is going to be Arbiter, which is due at the end of December, and that's $605. I don't see any problem with that. The only concern I have is how many umpires are going to join or re-up for 2021. I think we had approximately 60, a little over 60 people. If we get that many for the coming year, then that's pretty good. That's my only concern, because a lot of people say they want to umpire, and then when reality strikes, they don't want to because of the virus. That's the biggest concern that this organization has. I know we don't have enough umpires to start with, and hopefully it doesn't continue. We can get more people, and more people join the ranks of LA Coastline. And I don't have anything else to talk about right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a,
okay, Stephen. Anybody got any questions?
I've talked to a couple people, and in fact, a couple of them had already had signed up and everything, but with this COVID thing, nothing was. They never even got to do a game.
Okay.
Well, that's because you probably had all games were canceled last this year.
Yes.
As far as that is concerned, I didn't umpire one game because of the virus.
Right. Okay, Stephen, on the $7,400, is that a combination of the general fund and our savings account?
This is everything.
Okay. So we have enough money in savings that we could probably use it to purchase the Zoom software next year.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Okay.
Because
So-
because Lyle spent it was $150, and Lyle when he bought it got the discount, so we got a total. I think it was $125 in total. So
Okay.
and that's for a 1-year subscription.
Okay.
So there's no problem buying it for next year or when it becomes due.
Okay.
How you want to look at it?
So do we want to go ahead and kind of make a formal motion to go ahead and budget that money for next year, or do we want to wait?
Well, why don't you just put it in reserve right now and say that that's a board motion and say that we are going to buy a year subscription of Zoom, and cost is approximately $150, and that serves 100 people, and there should be no problem paying for it. So if somebody can make a resolution or
Okay. So Stephen, yeah, I think you've already gone and done that. So there's a motion then to put money aside for next year's Zoom. Anybody want to second that?
I second it.
Okay, so we have a first and the motion has been seconded. Is there any discussion on it? Hearing nobody want to discuss it, we're going to place a vote for all the voting members. Those in favor of budgeting $150 for next year's Zoom, raise your hand, or how can we do this, Law? How can we
raise your
get?
hand.
Is it just going to be a vote, a formal vote, or just put your hand to your screen?
Well, we can do just raise a hand if everybody's on video. We can just do it that way. That's probably easiest. You can just look at everybody on the screen as the from the voting members.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
let's just
1,
put our.
2, 3, 4 voting
Okay.
members. So
So there's 6 voting members, right? We've
I
got,
got 4 right here.
and we're all here. Okay. So those against it, say aye. Hearing none, we're going to go ahead and pass that motion that we're going to allocate $150 to next year's purchase of Zoom. Okay. Anything else from the treasurer? Any other comments or questions from the treasurer's report?
I got, just think that's a double-edged sword, because a lot of umpires need the games to supplement their income. So if the pandemic lessens a bit, we could get a lot of umpires. People out of work, that's usually when the economic times are bad, We usually
Okay,
get a lot of
Dennis,
umpires.
Dennis, what does this got to do with the treasurer's report?
That's what he's just said, whether we get members, and that's where it comes from, the treasurer's report. We may get a lot more
Okay,
members.
I got it. Right. Okay. I hear you. Okay, so then let's go ahead and move on to Dennis, secretary's report.
I got nothing. I got everything's up to date as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Hey,
Let's move in.
hey, Noel.
Yes,
Noel,
Stephen.
hey, it's Tony.
Tony.
It's Tony. I'd be glad to donate my stipend to help pay for any of that. So no worries there.
Yeah, it's another question.
Okay. So, well, thank you, Tony, for that contribution. Well, how much was the stipend going to be?
Can
I
I?
said it's gonna be between $50 and $100. Normally, it had been 125. And then when it included 22 people, that broke the bank, or started to break the bank. So we had to eliminate it until a year and a half, 2 years. So therefore, this year, so if it's $100 and multiplied by 22, you get $2,200 on it.
I'm going to donate mine to the to the
Well,
treasurer.
I'll do the same thing because both, I know Dennis and myself did that last year also.
And we didn't have many meetings last year. It's kind of a.
Well,
Kind
it
of
was
a
a
disappointment.
with the stipend, and it was you, myself, and somebody else turned back their stipend.
I did.
Okay.
I think
so
it was, I think I did that, Steve.
is everybody in agreement then? Those that are receiving stipends want to contribute the money back to the association?
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
I
willing
just-
to give it back.
I
Okay.
will too.
Just
Am I
do it
gonna
on
get a
volunteer
unanimous
basis.
consent on
Just
that?
names, that's all we have to do.
Is there anybody dissenting? Okay, so yeah, so everybody's stipend is going to be recontributed to the organization.
Say that again.
So the stipends are going to be put back into the funds.
All of them?
Well, that was the question.
Well, why didn't you think about it until the general meeting in January? That's what I would do right now. If because I know some people they maxed out at, I think, 2, and you couldn't get any more than that. And but I would wait until the general meeting and decide, do you want to give your stipend back or not? That's all.
So you want to, okay, so now the question is going to be, do we want to wait till our next general meeting to issue out stipends to the board members?
I don't think it's necessary because it's pretty much a done deal as of right now. So why don't we just go with what we have and just agree
I
to
would
it?
I would prefer to wait because I think I would prefer to probably have my money.
Okay.
actually.
All right, so we've got a sub motion here, guys, to defer the question of, we have a sub motion here to defer
I see your hand up, Dan.
stipends to be received until next general motion. Do I have a second on this?
No.
Yes.
No. On discussion.
Well, we can't discuss it until we make the motion to actually move it back to next month,
Noel,
That'd be 2 months.
December.
Noel.
The
Our
meeting,
meeting's in January.
It's in January.
That's our annual, that's the annual membership
That's the
meeting.
annual meeting. So that's when you're talking about. Am I correct?
I thought we were talking about December.
we're talking about the general meeting, which is normally in January around the 10th.
That's the general meeting. Yeah.
That's when it'll come up. And at that time, I can tell you,
Leave it loud too.
$50 or get $100. And then you guys can decide what you want to do as an individual. So
Okay,
everybody's
all right,
entitled
all right.
Right now, per the, I think it's in PMP.
Okay, so then what we're going to decide then, or what we're going to vote on then, is going to be whether to discuss how much stipend to take at the annual membership
No,
meeting.
look at Lyle.
No. You don't do that at the annual meeting.
That's what it's coming across as.
We do it here at this board meeting.
Yes.
It's very simple. But now bear in mind that we have some of the liaisons, but not all of them. So I would propose that we have Stephen send an email like he did the last time to everyone who is going to get a portion of the stipend. If it's $50, state that, and then have a sentence in there. If you want it, reply back as an affirmative, or if you don't want it, if you want to put it back into the general fund, then indicate that as well.
And then Lyle's hand was up.
So I just have a comment. So I'm going to piggyback because that's what I was going to say, what Dan just said. So I think what we did last time, and Stephen, correct me if I'm wrong, is an email was sent to all people that were receiving a stipend privately, because some people may not want that to be public that they're taking it or not taking it. And they have the option to either take it out or not take it out. And then that's in confidence within the executive board, if they do or not. So it just saves a lot of friction, I guess, or potential dissension. That's all. So
Okay, so then what we want to do, then what we want to vote on then is going to be to send an email out to the people that are going to be getting stipends.
No, the motion is how much?
right.
And
the
to
amount
whom?
first.
Right.
The amount first, and
Okay,
then
so how much are we talking about?
That's up to Stephen.
If it's $100 stipend, the maximum, then multiply it by 22, and you get $2,200 going to be paid out.
Okay, so do we want to give out the maximum stipends to everybody?
If we can afford that, then I think that should be proposed. Because
Okay,
normally
Stephen,
it's 120.
Can we afford $100?
Well, normally it's $125, and as previously I said, it looks like the stipend will be between $50 and $100, and I'll decide that, and then I'll tell you at the general meeting, and then I'll email everybody or individually and ask, do you want to give it back or not? It's up to you.
But wait,
Yeah.
Stephen, why are you pinning it on the annual meeting? I don't understand that.
Treasury report.
Well, I'm looking at paying arbiter around towards the end of December.
Right.
The annual meeting's in 2 weeks after that, approximately. And okay, the big ticketed items appear to be all paid for. Then I'll see how we stand financially, and I'll tell everybody that's at this meeting, or I should say the executive board, here's what we lie. Here's if we spend $2,200, here's what you can expect at the end of the fiscal year.
So you want to announce that at the annual meeting?
Well, the other thing is, I'm also predicating this on how many people are going to join.
Okay, well, how about if we just give a stipend of $50 each instead? This way, it's a flat amount of money and we don't have to wait.
I agree to that.
and I have a quick question as well. So Stephen, based on what you're saying, is the amount of money that is going to be available is going to be dependent on how many people actually join. So today, with the money that's in the bank, we couldn't actually pay out $100 to all the stipends, right?
I'm going to assume that 60 people are going to join for next year.
So no, take that out of the equation. Let's say we don't get any members,
Okay.
but yet we're still going to pay a stipend. Could that be paid today with what's in the bank?
Yes. And still have money left over.
Yeah, right.
Pay for the insurance, arbiter, and what's the
Who
other?
is it?
So pay for the big ticketed items, but still have money in the bank.
So to me, that kind of sounds like the determining factor, really.
I'm in agreement with Lyle. I think we have to determine how much we have the money in the bank right now to give out as a stipend and not rely on future
Right.
revenue.
Well, if I assume we got 73.71 in the bank right now and take out 1,100, because that's $50 each, what does that leave us with? 6,200, and then we pay another 600. So we'll have approximately 6,000 left in the bank balance for the rest of the fiscal year without any new members.
We'll have
Or-
about 57 in the bank. So if we start with 74 minus 11 minus 6, it gives us around 57.
Okay, we got $5,700.
Okay.
And
Okay.
So
we're
you
in
think
good
you're an
shape.
accountant, no?
Okay, so all right, so then let's put this forward then. Let's say that each of the members allowable for a stipend to receive $100. How does that sound? We'll put that up right now for a vote, and then at least we can afford that for right now. Anybody want to second that?
I will.
All right, so the vote is, the question is going to be to have the members who are to receive a stipend of $100 each. Those in favor or those against? Seeing no one's against it, we have unanimous consent. So it passes of $100 each to each member that is to receive a stipend. Okay. And then Stephen, you had mentioned having 60 new members, and what is our fee right now that we're charging them?
We charge them, was it
75.
75? That's it.
Okay, so we want to go ahead and do we want to keep it at 75?
Yes.
Because my high school fees went down this year.
That they went down because Stephen doesn't have to buy the rule books. So we don't offer rule books. We just offer them games. So
Well, they
I
already
said,
have the book, the USA book.
right.
Danny, you're unmuted. Or you're muted, Danny.
Well, the other thing, and I think Dan, you had it in last year, that how many times do you get paid? Because there are some people that are wearing more than 2 hats.
Well, I donate mine back anyway, but 2 if you're asking. By the bylaws, as an assigner, I get 1. We've always said we should take that out because I get paid for doing that. But the West Grove thing is, it's not that difficult. So I would give back the 2 stipends if that's how you're gonna divvy it up.
No, don't worry about dividend. It's just a maximum of 2 is what you're saying, just like last year, which is fine. I need to send an email to you, 22 individuals, and state here we have you're due $100.
Okay.
And
How'd
the
we get to
question,
I thought we were
would be,
still talking about the membership fees of $75. Is there anybody wanted to talk about maybe reducing them for this year for 1 year because of COVID?
Our costs haven't changed.
well, there's a couple of changes.
We did get a discount on our arbiter fees.
Correct.
So costs have changed.
Well, that was because arbiters said in their letter that they reduced it because we didn't use it from March until the end of the year. So that was a nice, I think they dropped it $330 some, which was great. But, I was still working on the thing, canceling games through June. So.
Right. Okay. What about our insurance? Did that increase or?
Insurance stays the same. I wanted to get a discount on it, and they said that's bare bones what you're getting right now. Therefore, they could not offer it.
Okay.
A discount.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like in light of the situation that maybe a reduction in fees for this 1 year would help everybody.
Well, it does make sense because the season's not likely going to extend as far as it does because of COVID. I think they're gonna. I'll offer that in my discussion.
Okay, right. In fact, Dan, that's a good point. We can probably just table that discussion of the fees until we hear from you and probably the liaisons, seeing how the leagues are going to be operating this upcoming spring. Okay. Anything else, Stephen?
No,
That's it. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on. Secretary's report. Dennis?
You already asked that 3 times.
I did. No, I was
Yeah.
asking for, okay. All right. Sorry, Dan, you're up. A signer's report, please.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to lead off with what I would hope the liaisons are doing, and that is communicating with their leagues. In my spare time, which seems to be a lot, I have checked the websites of the different leagues, and most of them haven't been updated since the COVID started. So I think there's 1 or 2 leagues that have updated at least maybe in June, sometime June or July. And, they basically said that we're closed down through the summer and into the winter. There's a lot of background noise. Somebody,
Somebody's got a TV on or something.
yeah, dog barking, must be Dennis.
Not me. Nobody's here. I'm on myself.
All right. All right. Well, anyway, I spoke with Shannon Cohen, who is the now outgoing president, but she's still going to be on the board at Westgrove. And she indicated, and I think this is probably a trend for most of our leagues, is that the school district for Garden Grove will not give her permits for the fields until Orange County enters the yellow tier.
Okay.
So there are 4 tiers in Orange County, purple, red, orange, and yellow. So yellow is the bottom one. Orange County is currently sitting in the red tier because of the spike recently, and I think that we'll see that probably through the rest of the year, the additional spike. So. But the school district basically said, until it's at a minimal status and we have a vaccine and the kids are okay, then we're going to allow you to get onto those fields. So they don't hold much hope until sometime, maybe first quarter of 2021.
I've heard when I was talking to some people, they said somewhere around April.
Well, that would be in the first quarter of 2021, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There were approximately 1,200 games that were imported to Arbiter, and 600 of those games were canceled because of COVID. So that the leagues actually started back on February 10th, and then we had a rainstorm. I guess it happened during the weekend in mid-March, so that canceled a bunch of games. And then the games officially started canceling because of COVID on March 15th. So eventually all of them were canceled by May 1st. We do have currently 60 umpires on the roster. 5 of those are usually in not ready status. In other words, they don't want to do any rec ball games until they're actually have to. But those 2 of them include Roger and Debbie. So, but I think Bill Hepler was pretty much on that not ready list. He was probably busy with games up in his area. And then Lyle's the other one. He's always on not ready status. So, but beyond that, I mentioned about the discount with Arbiter. It's normally about a $900 bill, and it's now a $600 bill for this next year, which is good. So, but I would encourage all of the liaisons to check in with your leagues. To get a feel for what's going on, what information they have about either the city or the school district restricting their permits, and if they have a feel for when those permits might be granted. A lot of them, they do have limited permits to be on the field for practice only. and for conditioning and things like that. And according to Shannon, when I talked to her, she said that the girls are getting a little dismayed with that because they're not actually in competition, which I don't blame them. But anyway, none of them really have any protocols to talk about. I think Huntington Beach came out with the most extensive one when they were thinking about restarting later in the summer, but obviously that got nixnayed, if you will. So
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just a word to everybody that's on the Zoom meeting. Be sure to check your plate pants and try them on. Otherwise, you might want to contact Danny. So keep his number handy. COVID-15, I think they call it.
COVID-15. Okay.
Yeah.
And then for others, it might be larger.
Yeah. And then to all those who served our great country proudly, happy Veterans Day tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Yes. Well said.
Thanks, everybody.
Sergeant at Arms, Stephen.
That'd be me.
Lafreniere.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Lafreniere.
Hi, Stephen.
How we doing? So we got nothing because we've had no game. So we've got no reports.
Oh, there's got to be at least one injection.
Gotta say something, yeah.
I
No,
injected myself.
Well, Bob Raphael isn't on our group anymore, so.
Oh, that's a cold shot. Come on.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm still helping Steve with the transition, so I'm here to help also.
Well, at least somebody is helping with the transition. Okay. All right, Steve. That was short and sweet. Lyle, Mr. Liaison Coordinator.
Okay, so Dan kind of really touched on what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, he took your thunder.
No. He had his part of it, but so I had sent out a while back some requests to the liaisons about getting kind of status, and I really don't get much back. Unfortunately, I can't twist everybody's arm, but I did get information back from Danny, who I'll let him, when his time is up for the instructional chair, he can talk about his league. He did send me some notes in case he wasn't going to be able to be on, which he needs to leave, I think, in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talked to Tony Garcia the other day about Uptown. So I can kind of summarize Uptown because that's kind of who I, at least outside of Cypress, who I'm the liaison for. I know a little bit about what he spoke to about that.
Well, I spoke to Uptown, one of the coaches for Uptown. He said that they're not even thinking about it until sometime April or May.
All right, Lyle, go ahead.
From what Tony had said is, they are basically not going to, they lost a bunch of girls to travel ball, and they're probably going to end up taking what's left of the league and merging with Hartwell and doing a combined league there. So there's potential that we could start getting some stuff from Hartwell in replacement of Uptown, but that'll be a discussion once that time comes. So,
okay. How many liaisons do we have here, Lyle, on board of the meeting?
I'm here.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so do any of you guys have anything to add? Did you have any of you talk to your respective leagues and gotten any type of?
I have a little report from my league.
From Torrance?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they, are you done, Lyle, or?
Yeah.
North Torrance had, excuse me, they were approved 2 weeks ago for limited practices, workouts, kind of what Lyle was talking about. They have to have a representative from Torrance Unified School District there during those times to make sure that they're being COVID compliant. But they're currently working out girls 3 days a week. So far, so good. They have no games, no scrimmages planned. They're looking to start their season sometime mid-March, and they have no COVID policies in place at this time.
Okay.
At the last school board meeting, discussion of the sale of the Hamilton school site came back up again.
Uh-huh.
So that is definitely back on the table. So that league is firmly in midair in terms of what's going to happen. They're assuming the wheels of government turn slow enough that they would be able to complete the 2021 season, whatever that looks like to be at Hamilton before the fields are gone. I did say that I told them that we, LA Coastline, would be willing to write a letter on their behalf in terms of supporting the fields and the league staying at that site, and that we would put that on LA Coastline letterhead. I'm happy to write that letter. Rosa said that she would forward me the address where I need to send that. There is a specific address that's handling the Hamilton of sale. So I need to make sure we send it to the right place so it gets.
So Danny, the property is actually going to be sold?
Well, I think if the, you know,
In the long term.
everybody's short money. I think the school board is looking at options for money. Is it a lease? Is it a sale? But definitely a discussion of sale is on the table.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
And
Danny?
what's
Yes.
their alternative place to play?
Well, that's the spinning contest. The school board says that if they displace the fields, they'll find a suitable site. My comment is if there were a suitable 10 acres someplace else, the developer would buy the vacant land and not have to tear down a school. But, you know,
Okay.
so I don't know. But they
Location,
should know
location,
to relocate-
location.
Have they thought about
relocate the fields.
Have they thought about North High School?
I don't know how far that discussion has gone. North High School really doesn't have anything available. Their fields are busy during the week and they're not available on the weekends because there's already leagues using them.
Okay.
Sensei uses them, so they're not
Yeah.
really practical.
Okay. Anything from any of the other liaisons? Daniel, Albert,
I'll
Juan?
go in, I'll go. Los Altos does have a permit just to go out and practice also. But other than that, there is nothing going on. I saw little girls out there a couple of weeks ago. And they have to, they have to follow the city protocol, which is they all have to wear masks. So,
Okay.
which they were all doing, but he just said it was good to have them out there, and the girls are getting antsy, just bored as hell. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, there's nothing. They're waiting for, just like everybody else. They're not. There's no commitments at this point.
Okay. All right.
So-
Albert, Juan?
Yeah, last time I talked to Cerritos, president, they're not, after they found out that they're shut down for the rest of the school year, the rest of the year, that they're not going to pursue anything until the state and the city come out with some restrictions or any kind of permits. So,
Okay.
but I could definitely get back to her before our next meeting and see what she has to say.
Are they practicing at all?
No.
Okay. Albert?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from Norwalk. I just shot Monique a text right now, and I'll wait for her response, and then I'll let you guys know.
Okay, great. Duke?
They're just gonna wait until next year and see what the status is. They can't do anything now. They're tied with the school district as well, so they're gonna have to wait.
Sure. Yeah, I was at Independence Park about a week and a half ago, and I saw a travel ball team practicing there. I mean, they had all their different age divisions and everything, and evidently they can do scrimmages with other teams, but I think that's different from what our leagues are comprised of, and the protocols and rules that they've got to follow.
They're not following the rules. No.
No, they're not.
Not following the rules.
No.
No, they're not.
I'm going to tell you right now, over at Los Altos, there were teams playing over there, and I'm sure that Dan didn't assign them, but they were playing over there, and the umpires did not have masks on. So whether it was travel or if all my son-in-law's teams playing.
Okay.
It's all travel when it goes to games over there. They're not supposed to be playing games. Let's put
Correct.
it that way.
Okay. All right.
So
All right. Good deal. All right, Lyle and the rest of you guys, thanks a lot. Let's go ahead and move on to Danny, instructional chair.
Danny, I want to know who your waiter is.
Yeah.
That's the fetching Mrs. Winders. That is, so I've been on conference calls for a couple hours, and I'm leaving here to jump on another one. So it's been a long day. So in terms of instructional chair report, there's been no roundtables since we last met, and I have no roundtables planned in the future unless the board directs me to do so. I'm happy to do something online, happy to do something virtually. When we did one, the last one we did, I think we had about a dozen guys. No, maybe a dozen guys show up. And that was really, I can't even remember what the topic of that was. I think maybe was that to go over rules? I think we did that I can't even remember what the last one was, but I haven't had any all summer, and I don't have one planned unless you guys want me to do one.
Okay. All right. You know what, Danny, sorry. I skipped over Tony. I see, but he's on phone. Tony, from your league, any word from your league? Oh,
No, I just had to unmute really quick. But yeah, same as kind of what Dan said. Depends on what the city and the state says. They're just waiting to hear. They're in Orange County, so however that goes, then they can go forward. I asked if they're going to do their signups, which usually happen right around now. When you see the signs up and stuff like that. So they haven't posted them yet or anything like that. But just kind of waiting. You know, they'll be able to use Rossmore Park if they get to go.
Okay.
I know that for sure.
Okay. So overall, do you think we're going to be seeing a decline in membership of the leagues in terms of the number of players that they're going to be signing up?
Well, the 8s, the 10s are always really popular there at LAGSL. So in 14s have kind of gone away. And I think last year, Dan, there was a couple of 12 and under teams that worked with the other leagues to do games and stuff like that. So they're primarily 8s, 10s, and maybe a couple of 12s.
Okay. All right. So probably league.
But they're still popular. The kids love their rec ball there, and it's always at Rossmore Park. It's an event. So.
Yeah, it's a great place. All right, Tony. Great. Thanks a lot. Sorry, I jumped over you. All right, Danny. Yeah, absolutely. If we can put together some type of webinar or whatever we want to call them, just touching over a couple of issues and whatever you can think of, going through the rule book or maybe mechanic wise, just to keep everybody in tune, let them know, hey, we're still here. That would probably be a big help.
I have a question.
I'm happy to do that. I mean, if we have access to Zoom, that would allow the meetings to run a little longer and it would allow more participants. So I think the first time we did it on the free version of Zoom and we were kind of out in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes. So
yeah, so that's really not enough time. I think we have unlimited time now. Is that right, Lyle? Yeah, Lyle's shaking his head. So we have unlimited time, so you can expand your expand the meeting.
Larry, you have a question?
Yeah. Are we going to be having this for our annual meeting in January? It's the same way?
We haven't gotten there, but Stephen has given us a thumbs up, and we can talk about that a little bit later. So, but yeah, absolutely, Danny. One of the things I was kind of looking at, I had emailed you that PDF file or the PowerPoint file. It's just basically it was just a rough draft of a curriculum that we could look at expanding. And again, possibly if we make it big enough, we can actually charge for it. Now, I know we give stuff away free, but I think this would be an idea where we can actually generate revenue and charge people to take the course.
For what course?
Well, it would be an umpiring course.
Of
So we're
course,
gonna teach them to be an umpire?
We're
We're gonna
it's gonna
compete with
right. We're
USA
gonna teach them.
softball?
We're gonna teach softball. Yes.
Okay. You know, our governing body could have something to say about that, but okay. USA softball, Laura might have an opinion on us charging to do what she does.
I was just gonna say that Laura might just have that. Yep, you're right.
I'm willing for anything. I just throwing that out there. Being
And
devil's advocate.
also, you might be thinking of James Walker also.
Okay.
He might be he might say something about that.
Well, I don't see how. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Duke.
I just wanted to say, I think Fred just sent out, there's going to be a national virtual clinic.
Don't be stealing my stuff, dude.
Oh, sorry, man. Okay, just as long as it's on the docket. Go ahead.
All right. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Danny. Something about a national umpire school.
So all the USA clinics will be virtual this year.
Okay.
They'll offer them, I think they're gonna offer them at 5 or 6 different times to give everybody an opportunity to view them. There'll be a reduction of cost for the clinic, but it'll pretty much be the same clinic, only virtual. We taped everything a couple weeks ago, both the mechanics and the rules, and that's ready to go, and we'll load that up. So the first one that would normally be at Levy in December is actually going to be a national real estate school. So that hasn't been around in about 5 years. So if you took it the last time here, your national school is going to expire. So this might be an opportunity to do that. That's also going to be a 1-day virtual clinic.
Okay.
And you'll be good for 5 years.
Okay.
So we probably want to put that out to the membership. I'll get with Dan and do an knee blast on that.
Danny?
They're also this year, we talked about it last year, Laura talked about it last year, but this year, Safe Sport is a requirement to be USA registered, not certified, USA registered.
Okay.
So to have insurance to umpire, and you need to have completed Safe Sport for the state of California. That website is up now, so they don't have to wait to 2021. Are you having a heart attack there, Roger? What are you doing? You're grabbing your heart. You scare me when you do that.
I'm sorry. No, I wasn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't grabbing my heart. It's just that I have a device that I think could be very useful in teaching positioning to umpires, 2-man and 3-man, where they should go, where they should be. And, you know, I could set up a situation and have them come up and show me where they think they should be, or I can set up a situation and show them where they should go. It's a useful device. It's about 2 by 3 feet. It sits on a little stand, and it's magnetic. I'd love to let you use it.
I would be very interested in that, Roger. Yeah, I would be very interested in that. Maybe we can talk offline and I can get that information from you of how that works and how to set that up.
So Danny, on this National Umpire School, how long is it going to be a full, like it has always been, a 1-day event?
It'll be a full 1-day event.
Okay.
National Umpire School is always 2 days.
It's going to be 1 day.
I know, yeah. And it's $50.
Yeah, they've reduced the cost because it's 1 day, but it's still going to be a lot of information. The downside is you're not going to get to work a game because there aren't any games to work. So that's why they're doing it in 1 day. So you'll have all the training, but you won't have the typically National Umpire School. You do a game and they videotape it.
No, that's Fast Pitch Camp.
And you get online feedback, and you're not going to have any of that this time around.
Do you have to do Safe Sports every year?
So Safe Sport,
Yes.
yes, you have to. You take it once, and then you take a refresher course every year after that. And the course and the refresher course are both up and available, so you can do them now. As soon as you hang up, you can do that. You should have your USA softball log on from when you took it last year. If it's a new person taking it for the first time, then when they log in, they'll get an email from Laura with their login and stuff. But I'll get that information to Dan so we can get that out in an e-blast to the membership.
What if you don't remember your log on? Does somebody have that somewhere?
Someplace way deep in the bowels of a trash can, there is that log that I'll have to dig out.
No, when you go to the website, you can request for the password to be reset.
All you do is click on the password thing. Forgot password.
I think he's talking about his login ID.
No, yeah.
It uses your email address.
Username.
Yeah, use your email.
Okay.
All right, Duke, go ahead.
If you work another sport, like I work track and field, it does carry over the safe sport. So if you have that, it'll work and you don't have to take it twice.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool.
But that is USA Softball Southern California is trying to set the example nationally for that. So that is a requirement this year. Having said all that, you know, I know that there are games, I know that there are friendlies going on. If that is not a USA sanctioned event, you have no insurance. Unless you have NASO or something else, your
Right.
USA softball insurance does not cover you as an umpire. So if you're out working that game and Sally breaks her leg, you are exposed. Just sharing that. And that's probably also something we need to share with the members.
Okay. All right, cool. Duly noted. Okay.
I did safe sports, I did roundtable, I did insurance, and I talked about all the clinics will be virtual. And I think that's all I have from instructional chair.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks, Danny. Moving on. Mentor and evaluation program. Do we need to talk about that?
That's
Need
right.
need to fill it.
Oh boy. Okay. So any suggestions on who would be good at the mentor and evaluation?
No, but no, I need to leave. I have a standing 7 o'clock meeting that I think I mentioned when we were.
Yes, you
organizing
did, Danny.
this. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks,
Hope to
Danny.
See you someplace
Appreciate it.
other
Take
than
care
the
now.
video screen.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you. See you guys.
Call
Okay,
me.
Dan, on the mentor and evaluation program, any suggestions?
No, we've had, we've tried with a bunch of people to talk to them about it. And, actually, we should just probably just leave it alone for a while because we're not in a position to actually train or mentor because of our numbers. So it really doesn't, we're not in a position to have to fill it right now. So.
Okay.
Table it. Okay, table it.
So yeah, we'll just, all right. Is there any, moving on, any old business?
Other than Larry, no.
Okay, new business.
He got a haircut, man.
Dennis, new business. What do we have coming up in our
Thanks, Dan.
annual meetings for next year? We have elections coming up, don't we?
Yes, we do. What I usually do is I'll put together a recruitment letter and I will send it to you and you'll send it out as there's the president saying, these positions are open and we need to have and send your nominees and, it's a standard letter. And so we can have I don't know what positions are open this year. I have to look.
Well, let's see here. Duke's bringing it up. That looks like my term's expiring. So president's open.
My term's expiring.
Lyle's expiring. Larry's
Sorry.
expiring.
I just started.
And looks like Danny and Dennis have already expired and Steven's expired. And
These are all,
Dan's expired, Juan's
well,
expired.
Some of those are appointed by the board
Yeah,
as
these-
opposed to being voted.
Okay,
yeah, these are all
You got-
appointments over here.
You
Okay.
basically have two at-large board members
Yeah.
and
This
the
one.
president.
Yeah,
okay, so,
this one, and this one.
all right, so 2 at large and mine. Okay.
I think that looks better like that, Larry. What do you think?
Yeah, just go ahead.
I agree.
All right, so let's just go ahead and wrap this up. It looks like that this spring could be smaller than what it has been in the past, and maybe not at all. But we need to make sure that we're ready to get it ready to have some umpires available. Okay, next meeting. Do we need to meet next month?
Well, normally December is the time that we plan for the annual meeting, but really there's not, that's going to probably be the shortest meeting that I've had since I joined in 2004. So,
Yep.
there's really not much to talk about because we didn't really accomplish a lot in 2020. It's all been about the pandemic. So,
Right.
it will be more of a informational meeting, based on the fact that, what protocols might be coming up if we have that information from the leagues, a potential start date, that type of stuff. So,
We don't even have awards to give out, right?
no,
Yeah, it's to be very short.
right.
So is online registration up for us yet?
For
LA
LA
Coastline?
Coastline? No.
Registration?
No?
Well, yeah, well, I mean, it's never gone down, actually.
I mean, we can sign up right now or?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, yeah.
I've never taken anything down. It's always been there. It's never
Okay.
been.
Is it up? Is it updated for 2021 season?
Well, we're not changing the fee, so there's really nothing to change there. I haven't changed any of the text yet, but I can go through and
They'll do PayPal and all that.
other than this, yeah, this
Yeah.
just goes through PayPal. So
Is there a
click
Save
on here.
Sport link or is that through USA?
USA only,
Okay, thanks.
yeah, so
unless we're requiring it.
So, well, actually, okay. So I do have to change. I will change the. Okay, so I'll do some updates since now we're almost there. So yes, that's actually a good reminder.
Well, I think we can probably announce let's go back to the registration fee.
Okay.
Noel brought that up as far as any reduction. Would you want to reduce it by $5?
Well, I'm open. I just, one, do we want to reduce it? Two, how much do we want to reduce it if we agree to reduce it?
Well, high school is giving a $5 reduction. So I guess it's down to 70. Is that correct, Lyle?
No.
What is it?
It's actually 45
Oh, they went half?
because the books
Less than half?
the books essentially are $30. So that's what we're basically
Oh, so we're
what's
paying for
coming
the
off the
books.
top.
Okay, so how far down would you be comfortable in going, knowing that the season may not even occur? And whether we ask for registration and then a season doesn't go, do we refund that? Or do we just keep it on the books hoping that the fall will occur or a late summer? Again, we're kind of reliving what was happening in 2020 this year, that going back and forth as far as whether we're going to play or not play, whether all games are canceled or not canceled. The leagues kind of hung on to that. But in 2021, it's all about the governor saying, hey, Orange County is at a yellow tier, LA County is at a yellow tier. So we can go from that, and then the leagues can then plan their season. So
Stephen, we have a fixed cost of right around $7,000. Is that right? The insurance plus the arbiter.
you mean our fixed expenses?
Yeah. How much?
No,
how much
they're
are our
not that
fixed,
high.
How much are our fixed expenses?
look it up. Let's see, off the top of my head. Can you see it? Top of the head?
We see at the top of
No,
your
it's
head.
too shiny.
That's Dennis.
That's me. Yeah. Shoot. Should wear a hat next time.
It looks like
I'd
there's
have to look
dolphins
it- I'd
swimming
have to look
behind
it up.
Dennis.
I didn't think about it. See, 9,000, 12, 23. See, fixed costs are about 4,500.
Okay, and what are they comprised of?
Well, that's not important right now. It's just a matter of what our fixed costs are.
Okay.
And then what we have in the bank. So we got about $3,000 to play with if, well, we got
Well, no,
stipends.
we're gonna have a little over $5,500 in the bank before membership fees. And if our fixed costs are going to be 4,500, we can still operate a year with basically nobody signing up.
Yeah, but you'll be broke. Be down to zero.
Understand, but the probability of having nobody sign up is very, very small or non-existent.
What if we reduce it down to $50
Yes.
for this year?
Yes.
For 2021 only, we'll reduce it down to $50 and
Okay.
and then just move from there.
Okay, so Dan, you made a motion to reduce our registration
can't-
fees to $50. Anybody want to second that?
Hold on, Lyle had a question.
Lyle?
I can't make that motion. A voting member has to make it.
No, I
So-
second it.
No, anybody can make a motion.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. So I would propose, and this is just discussion before, we
Okay.
we could do either before or after the motion, but my thought would be that, okay, if we're going to reduce the cost down to $50, then if something doesn't happen for the season, I think that's just a cost that whoever's joining is going to take through the season. There's going to be no refunds after that. Then.
We're not refunding?
Okay.
I would tend to side on that versus saying full costs and then refund them at the end, because the potential of the refund is more. Whereas let's give them a discount up front and then know that, hey, this is going to be a set amount of money that we're going to have as income regardless of what happens with the season. And that's just part of joining the association.
Okay, so
Well, I have a question there, guys.
Okay,
If
Juan.
that's the case, how come we didn't get a refund for 2020 then? Because we didn't really start the season at all.
Well, it
Good
did
point.
start, but we
Well,
didn't-
yeah, but
Good point.
but we didn't know. We're discussing what we're going to do for 2020.
well, right. That's what I'm just saying. So why don't we just $75, and then if it doesn't work out, then we get a refund. That's between the board members.
Okay. All right. So we got two issues here. The first one is going to be reducing the fees to $50 with a notice saying that it's non-refundable. That's
Well,
the first motion.
So let me hang on, Noah. So that was my addendum to what Dan said.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's a sub
Dan-
motion. Sure.
if Dan does want to do that as part of his suggestion, then it's actually, he's got a third one then. So I'm not
Well-
going to speak on behalf of Dan.
Okay, so we've got a motion, we've got actually a motion and a sub motion here. So the sub motion would be to add a notice to the reduction in fees of $50 if it's accepted, that it's to be sent out to the membership. Do I have a second on that one?
I'll second it.
Okay, Larry.
I'll second.
Okay, so now, again, any pros and cons about sending a letter out to the membership, indicating that their fee, if it turns out to be $50, will not be refunded? That's the question. Anybody want to talk about yays or nays on that one? Any discussion?
I'm good at $50 or $75. I mean, it's a business. It's all a write-off.
Okay, so now we're going to take a vote on it. So those in favor of sending a notice out, saying that their fees are going to be non-refundable for this upcoming season, how many people are against it? Okay, so we got one. All those in favor?
Yes.
All the voting members?
Aye.
Okay, so the motion, the vote passes that if the fees are reduced down to $50, then a notice will be sent out to the members saying that is non-refundable. Now we go to the main motion for Dan.
Okay, so you got the, I just sent you.
I need a second to the motion saying that we want to reduce the members to $50.
I second.
Okay, so we've got a second there. The question is, do we reduce the membership fees down to $50? Those in favor, raise your hands.
I'm sorry.
Those
No one
against,
got,
just the voting members.
whatever.
Okay, those against? Okay, so I've got, so I say yay to the $50. Lyle says yes. Duke says yes.
Larry said
Steve,
yes.
Dan, do you say yes?
I can't vote.
Oh, you're not a voting member. That's right. My bad. Okay.
I only vote if it's
Just
tied.
these 6 people here.
Right here.
I have a
Okay.
question.
So out of these 6, how many do not want to lower the fees down to $50? Okay, saying none, the motion passes. We're going to reduce our fees to $50 for the upcoming year. We're also going to send a notice out to the members saying that it's non-refundable. Okay. That's it. We're going to have a quick meeting, Dan, for next month, just to go over our annual meeting. Any particular days?
Whenever you want to set it.
Make it early, I think.
Let's do it 1 month from now.
I'll bring up the calendar.
December 7th.
Okay. Do we have any high school meetings in December? Are they going to be virtual? Have they set the meetings yet?
There's gonna be
Or either, for Orange County or Long Beach.
There's gonna be one of the
As far
8th.
as I know, it's supposed to be virtual. I'm not
So-
exactly sure when right now.
So I can't speak to Long Beach, but Orange County for December. And Stephen, correct me, are these still the correct dates? Or are we changing these?
We're having the 8th and 15th right now.
Okay.
I know our first one's in December, but as far as I know, right now, everything is virtual, so I can't say.
Right. Okay. 8th and
Are we going to get a
15th.
notice from Orange County sometime?
Yeah, it's gonna be sent out, Dennis. We just haven't done it yet.
Okay, thank you.
So what about the 14th, Monday the 14th?
Talking December,
December 14th, 6 o'clock.
send it out.
Got it.
Okay. And if nobody has anything else to say, this meeting is adjourned.
Hey, guys.
Note
you
the
guys
time is
have a great
7:14.
Veterans Day and also holiday.
Same to you guys.
Yeah,
Take
all
care.
those guys that serve, really appreciate your service, guys.
Yep.
Hey, Duke.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy Veterans Day. to
Bye,
everybody.
Daniel.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Be safe, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Now, hang on for a second.
Have a good one.
Duke,
All right.
Would
Yes.
mind, please?
Roger. How's that leather working out for you? How's that leather working out for you on your belt?
Who are you saying that to, Roger?
I'm saying to Duke.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. What, Roger?
How's that leather working out for you on your belt?
Oh, it's fine. It's good.
Good.
I really like it.
Good deal.
Well, if anybody wants to know, I just heard back from Monique from Norwalk.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what she says, that they're allowed to have camp-like practices beginning next week.
Okay.
And they'll be opening their registration to add, replace the girls we lost due to the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that's all the info that she has right now. But she's also waiting for Bruce to give her an update.
You're
Take care,
talking,
guys.
are you talking about Bruce Sawyer?
See you later.
Yeah, from
Bruce Sawyer?
USA Softball.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm pretty sure he probably would give the go to start the league, I guess.
Right.
Well, he schedules them because they're all interleague. So he makes up the master schedule.
And what about their protocols, still being 6 feet behind home plate?
Well, we won't know that until they actually start playing, so we'll see.
It's just
Okay.
funny that I got my family in Georgia are all playing softball. I
Yeah.
see them on Facebook. They're winning championships and playing softball like normal. Yeah.
Yep.